Hey guys, Hardwarehound here, and I'm gonna do something a little different with this video here. I mean, not like crazy different. Channel's gonna be basically, but this is kind of for my subscribers. I've been working pretty hard lately. Been trying to work on building my channel and moving in positive directions and stuff, and I've been doing a lot of research, and I've been following the video creators channel. Tim Schmoyer, I believe, is the guy, and been a lot of tips and advice. And one of the things that they talked about that a good YouTube channel should be doing is personal videos for the subscribers. And when I first heard about that, I was like, I've always been really hesitant about getting into too much personal detail. Like I didn't know if I should, but one of the guys made a really good point, and he said, the thing is you're basically asking people to support you in some way or another. I mean, even if it's just a like or a subscribe, you're asking people to get your back, kind of. And people like to know who they are, who it is that they're supporting. So I'm gonna share some details about myself, kind of get you an idea, a little bit idea like who I am, a little bit of an idea of what I'm trying to accomplish here, because I think that's important. I definitely think it's important that you to understand. I'm just trying to pick up free stuff. It's not why I'm here. And it never will be why I'm here. I mean, if I just want to pick up free stuff, it's not worth the trouble. It really isn't. But the other thing, too, is a little bit of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And because, what am I doing here on YouTube? I mean, sometimes it's just like, is this really going to go anywhere? Is this really going to... But then I keep seeing growth, and I'll get positive comments from you guys. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing this. I think I've got something that's helpful, and I think I'm doing something to help you guys out. And so, but before I get too far, let me just give you guys just a little brief background. So, my first computer that I built was back in 2005, and I was working at this construction company, and this guy was like, "Oh, don't spend all this money for Dell and all that stuff. I can build you a computer really cheap." And I was like, cool. And I kind of got fired from that job. And it was like, I mean, I was only there for a couple of weeks. It's just kind of construction. I wasn't the construction type. Can you tell? But I was like, well, he said it wasn't that hard. So I just went to Google and I figured out how to build my first computer. And I was pretty much hooked from then on. I mean, there was no turning back. My cable management was terrible. I am sure I missed a lot of details. I still didn't really know what motherboard chipsets were at that time, but I had fun. It was one of the funnest things I ever did. I thought I only enjoyed video gaming. Turned out I loved computer hardware. And then, time and stuff, I didn't do a whole lot. I built another computer, but as time goes by, different jobs, I wasn't really doing a whole lot, but I still loved computer stuff. And finally, I was working this maintenance job in Idaho. Wasn't really sure where my life was going to go, but I wasn't going to lose this job because I was married. Wasn't going to put my wife through that again. And I said, you know what? I don't care what I do from day to day. I don't care if I'm a maintenance man the rest of my life. I'm going to follow something that I love, and I'm going to do it. And I'm home, I'm going to find articles, I'm going to find websites, and I'm going to follow computers, and I am not going to stop being a computer guy. I may have to work maintenance, and I'm going to do that for my family, but I will just, that's it. I'm going to do computers. I will find some way to do it. And lo and behold, within a couple of weeks, a job opportunity came up in Colorado for an IT position, and I applied, and I was fortunate that that's what they needed, and I got into the IT field. I love the IT field. I work in a hospital. I work with a server. It's a smaller hospital, so I'm kind of have to do a little bit of everything. I love it. I love working with computers. Well, I didn't give up though on that dream. That was back in 2012. And so I said, well, I'm still going to learn computers. And so I got into forums, I got into websites, and I started learning. I ran across this website, pureoverclock.com. I mentioned them a lot. And they helped me, they gave me questions. And so in 2012, I built a computer that was meant to be the computer. I was going to get into overclocking. I was going to get the right case. I was going to do cable management. It's going to be pretty. Actually, I don't know if I was going to. I think somebody said, oh, you got to clean up those cables. And then I was like, oh, my cables are terrible. I got to fix them. Kind of a panic attack. And so I did it. And it was fun. I started getting into it. I got more involved in the site. I started getting to this point where I was like, hey, the site didn't post an article on this really cool thing that happened. I'm going to go post it in the forums. And so I just kept doing little things like that. And then one day, the site was like, hey, we need a news guy. I was like, well, maybe they'll take me. And they did. And it turns out that probably wasn't as big of a deal. I actually now manage almost everything on that site. I don't do the marketing and advertising, but I handle the writing, I handle a lot of the reviews, I handle the vendors, I handle the other reviewers. I'm doing a lot of this stuff that I never dreamed of doing. I'm still working IT, same place. And, I've just, that's the kind of guy I've been now. I love doing computers. So when I started doing reviews at Pure Overclock, I wanted to look into a way that maybe I could, try to make a little bit of part-time revenue while I was doing this stuff, because computer stuff's expensive, and I put a lot of my money, I pretty much put everything into my family, and I'll get into that a little bit more here in a second, but I was looking, and one of the guys said, what you should do is you start a YouTube channel. That's probably the best way. Now, that being said, this may not be the easiest way, but it was just, something to try. And so I started my YouTube channel. Originally, I was just going to do news and stuff, but after a few videos, somebody's like, you should do a video on this case. And that's the Hardwarehound was born. And I'm trying to get back to that news thing. I really like covering news. I love seeing things that are coming out. And that's one of the things, guys, that I really want to bring to you is I don't get excited always. Like, I like the new big things. Like when NVIDIA comes out with a new graphics card, it's like, cool, new graphics card. AMD came out with Ryzen. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Intel comes out with a new chip. Okay. But everything in the big name stuff is usually, you can almost guess what's going to come up. Well, we're going to have this much percentage increase. We might have a couple more cores. We're going to, like with Intel, it's almost like clockwork that you're going to have about a 10-15% improvement every 2 years. Ryzen was a big shakeup to the market, but we've got a refresh coming, and it's not going to be a big deal. It's gonna have some nice performance boosts. It's going to fix some things, I think, but it's not going to be like earth-shattering. When I find these little companies that I've never heard of before and are doing something really cool, that's what excites me. I'm like, oh my goodness, who are these people? What are they doing? I want to answer the questions that are in my mind, like where can I find this answer? Where can I do this? And one of the big things like Ryzen Tech, I've reviewed several things from them, and you'll notice that I'm really excited about this company every time, because they may have some kind of flaw or something that maybe needs a little bit of improvement, but they've got just really neat ideas. When I saw that pump on the outside of hoses on their new closed loop cooler, the Orcus 240, that was amazing. I'm still super stoked and excited about the EnerMax Sabre. That case should be coming out soon, and it's just, they had that latch design on a tempered glass panel. You just pop that panel right off one hand. I love the looks of it. That's the kind of things that I get so excited about and I want to do. So guys, I'm looking at my time, and I'm going to probably get blocked because, I do everything on a phone because that's what I have. So I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to start over. But you'll just see it go, editing magic. Woo. Okay, I'm back. So, just EnerMax and Tech, these companies that are doing these cool things. I just love it. Then I've got, things like this, and these are things that I love to do. This is why I want to do this. So I'm working on using the NZXT Kraken G12 bracket, and I'm going to put this Arctic cooler. And I wrote an article on Pure Overclock a while back that I think this is going to be the best cost to performance ratio closed loop cooler you can put with a bracket on a GPU. I've already tested it out to some degree. Well, I haven't tested this one out. I actually tested the Kraken X62 to have something to compare to. I got a question a long time ago from somebody that was like, well, how can I control the fans and the pump and all that stuff? Like, can I use the GPU fan control? And I was telling them, you really can't. But that question got my mind thinking, there's got to be a way to do this. Now, guys, spoiler alert, I have figured out a way to do this. I'm going to show you when I get this review done. I got to do a little last temperature test and stuff, but I've already got the concept to work perfectly. So it's definite now. I can get this whole cooler control. Well, it really only controls the fans, the two main fans, because it's PWM control. But I can use a PWM header on the graphics card controlling the fans on this unit and running the pump and the included fan that's with the G12. So there's 4 fan connections that are all being controlled through the GPU essentially. And I'll get into more details in the review, but the whole point is that was fun. That was exciting to figure that out. And then when it worked, that was probably the most rewarding experience. And now I just want to share that with you. And so when I'm talking about, when I'm doing reviews and stuff, I'm not just trying to get a hold of free stuff. I want to just, if I had $1 million, I would buy everything I could. Because even though, like, I wouldn't buy this. You say, well, why are you reviewing it? Why would you even ask? It's not because I don't love what Arctic's got here. I'm really excited about it. It's just I would have to pick the very best hardware to fit my needs, and that's all I'd have budget for. And then I have to keep that. I mean, my main rig, I've gotten to change some things out because of review samples. I'm still using graphics cards going on about 3 years. I don't get graphics cards reviews. So when it comes to upgrades and stuff, I don't have money to just go, hey, I'm gonna buy. But if I could, I would buy things just to see how they work. And that's why I review, because it gives me an opportunity to go, how does this work? How does this compare? Can I put some numbers to it? Can I prove that this is working really well? Can I prove that this is a great idea? And I try to find the best ways to do it. And I love it, and I enjoy it. And so, yeah, that is so much of why I do what I do here. Is I love it. I love helping people too, though. I recently had a guy on my Facebook, he started sending me messages asking me about a cooler, and I was trying to help him out. And I think we pretty much had to come to the conclusion that something was going wrong with one of the controllers or something, because everything that we were trying together was just, it would like work for a little bit and then it'd break again. But that made my day. I hope that when I do something here, it helps answer your questions. And sometimes I've done things where I've been so focused in one track mind on one thing that I'll go. And then it's like I get the video, I'm like, yeah, this is great. And then the comments come in and I'm like, okay, that wasn't great. The NZXT G12 review, I experimented there. It was one of those things like, what, maybe I just need to show more emotion. That's what's going to build my channel. People just want to see angry video game. I'm not an angry video game. I don't even, looking back, I shouldn't even try that. I'm not an angry person, I mean, I do have a temper. You can ask my wife about it, not in the sense of like she's scared of me, but she knows I get frustrated at times, and she just, is like, honey, and straightens me out a little bit. But no, in general, I'm a happy guy. I'm excited. I am 5 at heart. You'll notice that when a lot of other reviewers are like, oh my gosh, all this other RGB, what's going on? You're gonna notice that I'm gonna love every bit. I've got RGB cable combs in the works, guys, and I'm gonna review them if everything goes. Looks like I got all figured out. Well, it looks like we're gonna be able to do that. This is the most ridiculous thing that I love. And some people are like, computer looks like a circus, and that's fine, because so it's okay to have a computer that doesn't look like a circus. Every person should be able to do what they want with their computer. That's the whole reason to build. And the biggest thing is that we can have somebody help us answer our questions, so that when we're buying this stuff and we come into a problem, there's somebody out there that can help us. And I hope I'm one of those people. That's what I want to be. But guys, one of the reasons too is I'm really pushing my channel. I want to start growing financially, and it's not because I'm not actually looking to be a full-time YouTuber. That's not my goal. I really love my job at the hospital, and I feel like I'm a valuable part of the team there, and I'm not trying to quit that. But I also am limited, with the way the economies are, at least in the medical field and stuff. Some of the hospitals, smaller hospitals are really struggling. Rural hospitals are, I've been kind of in the same spot in my hospital for quite a few years now, and it's not because people aren't trying to do the best they can, but there's not room to grow right now. And financially or whatnot, I can't just get extra hours. I can't just finance. I can't just do something. It just doesn't work. So I've looked for a part-time kind of thing that would help with my income. And the reason why is because I've got a wife, and we've been married for almost 10 years now. We're going on 9 years this June. And I know, right? I'm married. Like, how does a guy like this get married? And my wife is beautiful too. So how does that even happen? Pretty lucky guy. But we couldn't have a baby for the longest time. And my wife, she said, we should look into foster care. And I was like, okay. And we were going to try to get like 3, 4-year-old, 5-year-old kids. We didn't want to get, we thought we were going to get a little older. I wasn't sure about like a lot older. And because we live in a really tiny out of nowhere town, we had to go, the town that we had to do our adoption services through was 90 miles from where I live. And so it's hard to give us options because we live so far away. You have to sometimes meet with parents and foster to adopt, if the rights, you got to work with the parents to try to get their kids back. And so you're keeping these kids in your home, but then you might be giving them away. But then all that traveling was kind of hard. Well, Ariel calls and says, well, we got a 10 and a 7-year-old. And I'm thinking, it's a little old. But my wife says, well, we should at least meet them. And we meet these girls, and they're just these amazing girls, really sweet. And we just said, yeah, we need to take them. And so we brought them home, and it's not easy all the time. Fostering can be really hard, and it takes some work. You got to work through a lot of stuff. But oh my gosh, guys, if you're out there and you've got a good job and you got a home, you should do some foster. You should. It's good. There's kids that need it. They just need a mom and a dad. And look at me. I'm a hopeless computer hardware nerd. If there is anybody who is not fit to be a foster parent, it's me. You guys can do it, and I get it. Some of you might say, well, I'm really not in the circle, and I know, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, there's some of you there, you could do this, do it. But we got these 2 girls. My oldest daughter, she is actually half Hopi Indian, so Native American. Still hard to break that Indian habit. So she's from the Hopi Native American tribe, and so she is. So yeah, she's a really sweet girl. Just really, she's just got a lot of. She's just she's just really nice girl. She's learning so much. She's being so kind and generous people. I'm so happy about it. And her sister is she's actually half Hispanic, and she's a little spitfire. But both those girls have done so well. They've done so great in our house, and it's been just awesome to have them. Guys, I'm gonna pause this so I don't run out of room real quick, and then I'll start right back up. So yeah, my 2 girls, they're great, and so we fostered, and we fostered them. We had to foster them for 6 months, but then when the adoption time came, we adopted them. So now they are officially Jackson girls, and so it was me, my wife, and the 2 girls. And so we were going to look into more foster care. And last year we were also looking to move into a bigger house because we had a really tiny house. about 1,200 square feet. And with the 2 older girls, it was getting really cramped. And I had like a workstation. You know, we weren't planning on just going from just 2 to 4 right away with older. So we started looking for a house, and so we actually had an amazing family in our town that saw us adopt, wanted to help us out, and they gave us a really good deal on a home that we wouldn't be able to afford otherwise. I mean, we got like 2,700 square feet now, and we've got room for the kids. So we were all ready. Week after moving the house, my wife has been having sickness and stuff, and we don't know what's going on. My mom is like, you should do a pregnancy test, and we're like, okay. We've done, you know how many times we've done this. I mean, we can't even count how many times we've done pregnancy tests and things we tried. And she was pregnant, and we're like, what? So December, and you've seen the hardware pup. You've probably seen all my girls on videos because I've thrown them into little spots here and there. But you know, my little baby was born just this last December 21st. So now my 2 older girls have a little sister, and they always wanted to have that little baby sister or brother. They've missed out on their baby brothers and sisters because of foster care and stuff. So now they've got that. And we got this little baby. My wife is just thrilled, and so we're working on letting her get a little older, kind of get through some potential sickness and stuff, you know, just those kind of scary times, and get through this, because this has been an adjustment now, because now it's like I got my oldest who's like a teenager now. She's going to be 14 this, you know, soon, and I've got this newborn. It's just like, okay, well, we'll figure this out, right? And it's just problem solving. And yeah, it's just, you know, we're gonna see if we can keep going. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, we can continue to foster and adopt again. You know, that's what we would like to do. But you know, we obviously weren't expecting to have a baby, so gotta kind of get leveled out a little bit. So, my family is why I'm here. And that's, I went into a lot of detail, but that's really what I came to say. Is my family drives everything I do. You know, I don't buy computer stuff a whole lot for me. I mean, I pick up little things. A lot of things I pick up, though, are, like, I picked up a few things to work on this review. I'll pick up a nickel dime. I still buy the occasional video games and stuff. I mean, my wife lets me do that, and she's great like that. But I want to take care of my family, and I want to be able to build a part-time income to help supplement, so I can keep my girls with homeschool. And I'm not like anti public schools or anything. It's just we quickly realized we don't have time to build this relationship and build this family if our kids are gone 6-8 hours a day. So we started homeschooling, and we made ourselves try to be a family. And it seems to work. You know, we've become a family, and it's great. It's like the most amazing thing that could ever happen. So, you know, guys, that's just like my driving force. I want to take care of my family, and I'm hoping I can do that. I mean, I've done some other part-time jobs. I've tried to do other things that just haven't fallen through. My YouTube hasn't gotten to that point, or my website stuff, but I will say this, it's continually grown. So I have hope in thinking that this is heading in the right direction. Last thing I want to share with you guys, this is just something a little bit about me, so you know who I am. I've been really hesitant to share this, but you know, the family drives me, and the other thing that really drives me is my faith. And you know, in some cases, it seems like it's almost a benefit to say, hey, I'm a Christian and all that. But sometimes I feel like that's like, I've been afraid to even really make any claim to that, because it seems like in technical and comic book and Star Wars and Star Trek worlds, that's not the thing to say. But at the same time, I feel like you guys deserve to know that, hey, you know, I'm a Christian guy, you know, my faith in Christ has changed everything about my life and who I am. And so, you know, you'll notice that I try to really keep this channel G-rated. I don't want, you know, I've got nieces, nephews, children that follow me. I don't want them to see that. And quite frankly, guys, I mean, I was raised, I didn't even use 4-letter words like ever. I never got in the habit. So, I mean, when you guys see me doing stuff here, you'll notice that this is, very G-rated channel, and that's why. I try to, try to hold very strong to my faith. I attend church, and I'm a big part of my church. I'm also part of the Gideons, and I want to help get Bibles out to the world and doing that stuff. So, those are things that I do. Politics and stuff. I've got politics and things I support, but I don't go out of my way to support politics. Other than my vote once every couple of years or so, I don't do it. I'm not a big political guy. Even though I like to follow certain things, I'm not really as into it as people who are actively trying to do things. But when it comes to my church, when it comes to my faith, in Christ, I am actively trying to spread the good news. I'm actively trying to support my church and my people. So, when you're supporting me, you are supporting that, I guess, in some way indirectly. And so I figure I'm going to take the risk on it. Maybe that's not a risk. I don't know. But I feel like it's just the good thing to share. So I don't know, guys. Let me know if this is something that you wanted to know. Maybe this isn't something that you guys care about. Maybe you're just like, just do reviews, man. Don't care about your personal life. I get it. I'm not sure. I'm trying to learn as I go too. And I know this has gone on for a while, so I'm hoping this is really just for the people who follow me, who are interested in me as a person. And, and if that's the case, then I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I've got to get some review work done because I do still got real stuff to get to as far as how things work. And we need to get this cooler. We need to see how this is going to work out with this closed loop cooling, because I'm just telling you guys right now, I'm excited, and this GPU level control of this cooler is going to be fun. So guys, thanks for those of you who watch this. Thank you for those of you who subscribe and like my videos, follow me. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are awesome. I want to keep building a great community too. I forgot to mention that. This last thing, guys, let's build a great YouTube community. Internet can be such a toxic place. And you know what, guys? If you want to know if you feel like you've got that toxic attitude in your heart or not, just ask yourself this one question. When somebody says something that you disagree with, when somebody says something that you don't like, and it's, just something that they say, is your response in your mind, well, that person should just die? That's when you're starting to realize that toxic attitude's coming into you, that you would wish death on somebody else. You say, like, well, I'm not a murderer. Well, I'm not that. Well, are you in your thoughts? You see, the internet's full of that. People who are like, I can say this terrible thing about a person because I don't know who I am. Let's not make this at the Hardware Hound. Let's try to make this better. I still need criticism, guys, and other people may need criticism, but if it's just a battle of ideals, then let's not turn this into a channel where we're willing to say that, people should go kill themselves, or people should go jump in a lake, or they should die in a fire. It's in some ways that's no different than actually wanting to kill somebody. And I know physically it is a huge difference. But if we want to make this world an actual better place, and we want to truly love people, then we got to fix that part of us inside. That part has to not be what we are. We got to be willing to forgive people and help them learn. Now, you see a terrorist and you think, well, that person deserves the death penalty because he blew up 300 people. Yeah, that's a little more understandable. Internet arguments, it's not the place for that. I think we can be a part of making that better. So that was something else I want to mention. That's all I got, guys. I need to get back to work. I'll catch you later.